Hello, everybody. This is Nick Totiro, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College, and welcome to ITIS 1007, Introduction to Information Technologies and Computer Science, Fall 2024. Welcome aboard. All right, I think this is going to be a great semester. I'm opening up the course site early. Yes, I know we meet on Mondays, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I figured let's open up the course site a little bit early. So if you have any questions, this video is going to be a video just kind of explaining just the general premise, some of the things to look for in the next couple days before we start. So best thing to do is just let's go up to the website and let's take a look at things. All right, if you've taken other online courses, and this is not an online course, but if you've taken an online course or WSR, I do rely upon, even for in-class courses, the learning management system of Ultra. So everybody would be assigned there, so you'll see here. One of the first things you are going to notice when you enter my course versus other faculty is that there's nothing here. And that has to deal with what I call the attendance and zero tolerance policy agreement. And we're going to get to that in a bit. But you're not going to see anything until you do something. I'm required by federal law to take the attendance one time. It has to deal with financial aid and FAFSA and things like that. Even if you do not have financial aid, I understand that I still have to take the attendance. But anyways, when you come to the course site, the first place you need to go is the Start Here syllabus and course information. So we are going to look at the syllabus. We're not going to go through every word of the syllabus. I just kind of want to hit the high points to kind of get you acclimated to where we're going and what we're doing. So let me zoom in a little bit here. And yes, we meet on Monday mornings from 8:30 to 10:15. It is a hybrid, but for this class, we're going to do something special. Starting the second week, I'm going to provide the students with a link to a WSR. So if you can't make it to the class, first of all, I love for you to be in the classroom. I love having students in the classroom. But if you can't make it to the class and you want to WebEx in, I will provide a link. And please join us in. If you can't physically make it to class and the WSR doesn't work for you and you just want to be treated as an online student, I will respect you and I will still work with you. And we'll just treat it as an online course. So we're going to have, 3 different modalities: physically in the classroom, WSR if you want it, and if you are okay with online, I completely understand that. I start my syllabus with this little quib I came up with a few years ago. It says, when we give each other our time, we're giving each other a portion of our lives that we can never get back. Let us work together to make this time well spent. Okay. I get it. Sometimes you're in a class and you feel you're getting into busy work and it's just not no. None of the material should ever be feeling like busy work. If you feel like it's busy work and you're not accomplishing or you're not sure what you're accomplishing, absolutely reach out to me, talk, and we'll be in good shape. Here's my name. I don't go by Dr. Totiro or anything like that. Just call me Nick. I'm cool with that. If you want to call me Professor, that's fine. But just Nick is casual. Email. Email will always be my number one way for you to get a hold of me. During a standard business week, Monday through Friday, I am constantly checking my emails. Yes, I got them on my phone. Usual return time on an email is an hour, maybe 2 hours, and that's during the work week. During the weekend, I kind of slow down a little bit and take things a little bit easy, but it is the number one way to get a hold of me. Let me tell you about email. The great thing about email is it's somewhat of a receipt. If you send an email to me and I don't respond back to you, let me know and say, hey, I sent on Saturday or whatever, and you never got back to me. And I want you to maintain that receipt. That's how important it is to me. There is my office. There is my office hours. Office hours somewhat belong to the student. I am in my office for the students to come by. I really do like the pop-ins. Come in, say hello to me, see how things are going. Unfortunately, because of the way that my schedule is this semester, the vast majority of my office hours are going to be on Wednesday. I basically get there Wednesday morning and I leave Wednesday night. So a good majority of my office hours are on Wednesday. I do have remote office hours on Monday and Tuesday, but because it's a Monday class, if you need to talk to me, absolutely, I'm going to stick around on Monday. I'm not hightailing it out of there. If Wednesday doesn't work for you, let's schedule an appointment. About appointments, I really do like pop-ins. appointments are in a situation where you really need to make sure you talk to me. And the only day or something you say, Nick, I could only be there on Tuesday or something or Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Let's schedule something and I will make sure that I'm in my office. I also do WSR, remote office hours, obviously, and phone conversations. There is my phone number during the work week. 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. If you call my office, it will go through my cell phone and I will answer it. After night, I kind of slow down a little bit. And on the weekends, I will slow down a little bit. So, again, going back to the email. I do have a YouTube channel. We'll talk about that in class. But basically, what I did, I create a lot of videos. I have 400 videos. And over the summer, I moved those up to YouTube because students were asking, can I watch your videos after I'm done with the course? And so it was a way to do that. It was also a way for me to provide video content to students that weren't in my courses or provide video content before they took my courses. So I have a long YouTube channel. I'm working on it. I am not an influencer. I think as of today is August 21st, 2024. I have about 60 subscribers. So I'm not a influencer or anything like that. But you will see my videos up there. And we'll talk about the videos for this class in a bit. Here's course description, rationale. Please read that on your own. The textbook. Absolutely, positively, the textbook is required. The textbook is through Cengage, which means they have a subscription service. The nice thing about Cengage's subscription service is that if you get the subscription service for 6 months or whatever, you have access to all of Cengage's material, not just this textbook. A lot of faculty members use this service, so check with your other faculty members. You don't have to buy a subscription for every single book. One subscription should be fine. But the book is absolutely positively required for this course. Get it as soon as possible. If you're confused about the subscription and how to set it up, we'll talk on Monday. Got to buy it though. Easiest thing to do is go to our bookstore, get the subscription, get the information, get the code. They'll walk you through. They'll tell you how to get everything ready and we'll be in good shape. The grading system. I am not a big fan of the classic midterm and final approach. It's just not me. So over the years, I've migrated to this approach of module exams. So basically, every week you will have a mini exam. It's not this massive comprehensive exam, but it's bigger than quiz, but smaller than the average exam. And that keeps the content for that week and the examination of the content for that week really within a time frame. So you're not trying to cram 8, 9, 10 weeks of material for one particular exam. And then I've changed some things. So if you were in another class of mine, I've gone to a straight point system. It's just easier for you to understand where you're at any given time in the semester. So, points are going to get rewarded. And then my grading scale is basically the straight, 90s an A, 80s a B, 70s a C, et cetera. And if you were to look up these numbers, and that's what it basically breaks down to. I do have an AI policy in this course. I strongly encourage you to investigate AI. You can't use it to provide you answers, obviously, but investigate it. Let me know. Let's talk about AI when we get a particular chance. But please read the AI policy. I also have a video associated with this AI policy. And here is campus policies, course cancellations, things like that. It's not adult story hour. I'm not going to read this stuff to you right now. Probably the most important thing is let's talk about the schedule. And the first thing I will tell you is the schedule is somewhat written in stone. It's imperative that you learn to keep a schedule. If in the future your boss says they need product X on Friday at noon, you cannot call them Friday at 11:30 and say the cat drove the car through the garage. I can't be at work. There's not going to be a project. They will say you're fired, right? Now, I can't fire you, but understand by learning to manage a schedule and manage due dates, you are going to succeed. Of all the students that I've worked with in the many years I've been at Lakeland, the ones that maintain the schedules are the ones that excel. You will notice something here right away. Most of the assignments are going to be due on the Friday, and then the mini exam is going to be due on the Saturday. So you can prepare as you're preparing, then you can just take the exam. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to reach out to me and say, Nick, the only day of the week that I could potentially do homework is Saturday. And I'm going to tell you, then your first week's going to be really busy Because what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get all of the first week's material done by the Friday of the first week, take your first week exam, and then on Saturday, you can start the second week's material. That's the only thing I can suggest there. But I've dealt with many, many people telling me that the only day of the week that they can do, no, figure it out, and I'll figure it out. And I will help you. I will definitely help you with that. So we're not going to go through everything in the syllabus, but basically it's written in stone. Here we go. You got a schedule for the next 15, 16 weeks. All right. So after you're done with the syllabus, you're going to need to go to the after the syllabus section. This is the attendance and zero tolerance policy agreement. I have a video. Please watch the video. It goes through the explanation in much more detail than I'm going to do in the next 2-3 minutes. Please watch the video. But let's take, I'm going to run through the attendance and zero tolerance policy. And fundamentally, here it is. You have to agree to 3 statements, that you understand these particular 3 statements. The other video will go into in much more detail. You will not have access to course content until you agree to those 3 statements. If you don't agree to any of those statements, you and I got to talk. We got to work those things out because you're not going to have access to the content. So real quickly, if I say, statement 1, I agree. Statement 2, I agree. Statement 3, I agree. I submit. My computer is very slow. We're going to close this up. And now all the assignment, all the content is now there. I keep it very modular week by week, but there it is. When you go to a particular week, you will notice a consistent pattern. First of all, usually there's 4 folders, and the first one is before you begin preparatory reading. These are going to be videos, they're going to be links that aren't really class content. They are links and videos designed to make you a better student, to kind of tell you, I understand what you're going through. Here are some of my suggestions. For example, the first video is Nobody's Born with This Knowledge. And it's one of my videos where I basically say, hey, I get it. If this is new and it is complex to you, everybody has gone through that. So that's what these preparatory videos are these beginning videos. They're designed to help you become better students and study. It's not content. You start getting into content when you deal with content reading activities. We have a link to the ebook, the textbook, and then we have a bunch of videos. Now, let me tell you about these videos. These videos are all coming from the publisher. They're approximately less than 3 minutes long. They're very quick. They're okay, but they're not my videos. Over the next few weeks, as we work on this stuff together, you're going to see me insert my videos into this course. I just haven't had the chance. I usually pick one class a semester to enhance with my videos. In the past, it was programming logic, it was cybersecurity. Now it's 1007's time. So these videos are not mine. These videos are the publishers. I want to add value. I think it's critical in today's age, absolutely positively, that the instructor adds value. If everything I provide to you is straight from the publisher, whatever, I'm not adding value. So I do this by discussion forums, and I do this with videos and things like that. All right. After you go through the particular content, then it's time for homework. Every week you're going to have certain assignments. Usually you have 1, 2, or 3 different assignments for that week. And again, they're all going to be due pretty much on the Friday. Again, my machine is being very slow. All right, week 1, you have 3 assignments. The first assignment is what I call my hands-on introduce yourself video. I like to know who I'm talking to. I like to establish a personal connection. So one of the first assignments is get your phone and record yourself for 15, 30 seconds. Just say who you are, give me your name, what you're thinking about Lakeland, your potential career path, things like that. You are then going to send me that video. It's part of the assignment. Those videos, your personal videos will not be on YouTube. Those personal videos will be posted to our course website, right? Because I want other students to know each other. You could be sitting next to somebody for 15 weeks and never know their names. The videos are going to be up there. So it's just kind of a hi, how you doing video. And then we have different labs. Now, most of the labs are going to be very straightforward. We'll work on them together when necessary, and we'll talk about that in a particular class. Finally, for that week, you get into quizzes or your mini exams, your large quizzes. Now, I do use the Lockdown browser. Thousands of professors all over the country use the Lockdown browser. Many faculty at Lakeland use it. If you've never used it before, don't panic. It is a browser very similar to a Chrome or etc. But with the Lockdown browser, it locks down your machine, meaning you can't link to some other place. You can't even print the screen. So it's a way to mitigate people just not studying. I'm not going to say cheating, not studying, where I'm just going to branch out. I do provide there is a Lockdown browser video, but I do provide a Lockdown browser practice test. Please take the practice test. You don't want to test your Lockdown browser capability on the actual exam. Well, take the practice test. Now, I've been using the Lockdown browser for a couple years now, and I'll be really, really honest. I usually get maybe 1 or 2 students throughout the entire semester that have a problem with the Lockdown browser. 1 to 2. I usually deal with 100 students, so that's not too bad. It does happen. Please test your Lockdown browser before you take the real exam. All right, so this is a general feel of the course site. We're going to have discussions. Hopefully they get into some lively discussions. That's pretty much it. Let me wrap some things up so we're not here too long. We meet on Mondays. Going to try different modalities. I've tried it in the past. It's been very successful. So I would love to see you in the class, but I'm not going to take it against you if you can't make it and you want to watch it as WSR. I'm not going to take it against you if you want to treat it as an online course. It is what it is, but I'm going to be there. Monday mornings, I will be there, and I hope we can get into some really, really good discussions. There's a lot of material we got to cover, and there's a lot of new things you got to learn just even to get to that material. That's what I'm here for. I'm not just here to help, to teach, but I'm also here to help you. So I think I love this class. It's fun. It's exciting. I think we're going to have a great semester. And with that being said, let's go out and learn something.